I'm just going to say this. Be as mad as you want, get as upset as you want, but Louis Depont du Lac will and always will be, was, is, and will always be a stunter. This was a stunt, y'all. Get it, don't be timid when you in it, love a bone, give along, need it. My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? Today, to talk Interview with a Vampire, Season 1, Episode 7, Thing Lay Still. That's what it is, y'all. Forgive me. And we are back to talk this episode. And y'all, you know we came first and we did Season 2 of Interview with a Vampire. Now we went back, we did Season 1, and this will be the last recap review until Season 3. But tonight, Tuesday, September 3rd, we will be live in full white apparel to talk the finale of Season 1. So make sure that you're there or be square. But y'all, without further ado, let's get right into this recap review of Season 1, Episode 7. Now, we know that off the tail end of Episode 6, Lestat had just snatched Claudia off the train while playing Puppet Master with that man's head. And so now there's an uneasy peace, right? We're just existing with each other because we know that Lestat is not tight. We also heard at the end of Episode 6 that Claudia and Louis have now vowed to unalive Lestat. Right. So that's the mission. And I just want to say shout out to Claudia because she was crazy, but crazy like a fox. OK, she knew the game inside and out, which, again, begs the question, why did she behave in such a way in Season 2? But, you know, that's another conversation for another day. So we know that there's an uneasy peace. She's keeping the peace all the while plotting and scheming. And so she's not even communicating with Louis at this point telepathically. That's really their only way to communicate because they're together all day. They're even going to coffin together. They're hunting together in the, you know, whenever they're together. All right. There's no time alone. And she said for her own reasons, she doesn't want to communicate telepathically with Louis right now. He doesn't understand it, but, you know, he's fully entrusting her with the process. He says to her, listen, you know, I can do this. I'm good. And she's like, no, you're not. You need to be fully in love with your man right now. And when it's time, I will pull you back so that we can accomplish this mission. And again, Claudia knew exactly what she was doing. Meanwhile, back at the house, you know, as they're just kind of navigating around each other, with their secret, you know, clandestine plans, they are getting more and more drop-offs at their front door. People thinking that this is a house of warlocks or vampires, monsters, whatever you want to call it. And so they're getting these things, letters, notes, little effigies, all of that often. And they catch this most recent guy and he comes to the door and Lestat immediately stacks him up. And he's like, no, they think you're devils. I think you guys are angels. I want to be down. They read his letter, find out that he's dying from some disease that there's no cure for. None of the medicine's working. But by that time, Lestat had already bit into him and had to spit out the blood because, you know, you can't feed on sick people. Also, let me say this. In the very beginning of the episode, we're talking to Daniel. Louis is talking to Daniel and basically tells him, listen, there's only 3 ways to unalive a vampire, right? The fire, we know that. Cutting off the head, and drinking from something that is unalived already. Okay. So just so you're aware of the kind of rules and conditions. So anyway, back when the man comes and he feeds on him, Lestat is like, listen, it's getting too hot in the city here. We must leave. We must go. And so, you know, they're going to the movie theater. They're doing all the things. And Claudia has this idea that why don't we be in the Mardi Gras? You know, you be the, what is it? The chief of the Mardi Gras, whatever it's called. And they're like, okay, Mardi Gras planning starts the year before. How are we going to do this? And again, utterly convincing Lestat because we know if nothing else, Lestat is the consummate performer and loves to put on a show. You know, their plan is that they're going to not feed for 3 days. So they'll be ravenous when the people come. They'll, you know, reveal who they really are. And then it'll be like murder and mayhem dinner theater. Okay, that's basically the plan. But they get to dress up. Get to be the belles of the ball, all of that. So they know that they have to go meet with, I believe, Tom Anderson and get his okay because he's behind everything. And of course, he's not doing anything for free. He's like, baby, I got this picture of us in 1910 and y'all look the same. You haven't aged. Now you got this little girl. We know what it is. You know what I mean? And they're like, well, listen, we saw one of your ships went down. We will buy you another ship because they transport coffins in these ships. So why not? Right. And so they make this deal with them. Again, all the while, Claudia is plot, planning, and scheming, honey. Just like the enemy. Okay. Lestat is getting so excited about it. At this point, this was his idea. This party was his idea. And again, it didn't take much. It didn't take too many payoffs for them to now be the kings of Mardi Gras. Okay. And so now it's the night of the party. Everything's ramping up. And, Claudia, like I said, she's still watching. She got both her eyes open. She got her ears, her eyes, everything open, and she's not missing a beat. But again, she has her cards close to the chest at this point. We get to the party, honey, and Lestat is full on. Do you hear me? In his all white. Louis looks beautiful. Claudia looks beautiful. And again, in this moment, Louis has thrown himself fully into this relationship. He is loving Lestat down like never before. And they are having all of their intimate moments on the dance floor in front of everyone, honey. And the jaws are dropping. The jaws are dropping because we know this society has always been judgmental. Not only is it the color lines, but it's also the sexuality lines. So much going on here. But in this moment, I mean, you really can see what they feel for each other. Okay. Meanwhile, Claudia is procuring people because, again, another part of this plan is, you finding, the best, the brightest, because that's all they invited, the most beautiful, the best, the richest, and asking them if they want the secret to, immortality. And so she's surveying everybody and she's like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I know who I want for who. And, she's starting her little feeding frenzy too. Because Claudia is a vicious somebody. Again, I've said it once, I'll say it before. To me, Claudia, other than the way she presents age-wise, is the quintessential vampire. This is the vampire that I think Lestat always would have envisioned as his progeny. And then he got Louis. So Claudia, honey, to the nines. I said, who did this costuming? Because she looked good. You hear me? She presents the twins to Lestat because she knows he's greedy and knows what he likes. And so she says to Louis, I'm going to give them a lot of liquor. They'll be drunk. But then I'm also going to give them laudanum, right? And arsenic. So he'll be poisoned, and this will give us our chance to get up. Okay. And so she tells Louis that plan, and thank God that she had another plan, because again, Claudia is smarter than your average bear, because we're feeding and, Lestat's like, he tastes different. What's so different about how he tastes? And enter, honey, Antoinette. Antoinette enters the building, baby, and she not long for this earth, okay? Because she's like, I'm a vampire now. I heard everything. And come to find out, baby, that the twins never got dosed with the arsenic and laudanum anyway. It was the Anderson, because she heard the Anderson guy make a slight to Lestat, and we know Lestat can't live nothing down. Baby, when I tell you she knew Lestat better than he knew himself, and actually going back and watching again, it is so wild to me that Lestat was so pompous and so arrogant to think that his creation couldn't get the best of him. You know what I mean? And so, Antoinette opens her mouth, baby, and they put a stake right through her, and Claudia jumps up and down on it like it was a pogo stick. I said, Claudia, you're unhinged, boo-boo. You are. And I love that for you. So again, Lestat coming to this moment of realization. He gets Louis because he wants to show, Claudia being unalive. But again, that was short-lived because the plan switched on him, and Lestat, baby, he done for when he realized he was the one that got poisoned. Louis pulling his stunt and being super dramatic, gets the knife, slices his throat open and all that stuff. But baby, you were never going to burn him. You were never going to burn him, Louis. What is the point of the dramatics? What is the point of the stunt, sir? What is it all about? Why do you always go through all of these things? Because in this moment, after Lestat is done and gone, Claudia says, baby, listen, we need to take him out. We need to put him in that incinerator, just how we put Antoinette and all these other bodies. And he hems her up, chokes her up. The very same thing he went off on Lestat about for doing to Claudia. He did it himself about Lestat. So you tell me, subbies, you tell me, sweet peas, what was it ever really? What love, where, in what moment, and in what situation was Louis's love for Claudia greater than his love for Lestat? I'll wait. I'll wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it never was. And all of these stunts that he pulls, all of this is just ridiculous. So now back present day, Daniel is like, okay. And Louis was like, we were murderers. We did this. And Daniel's like, hold on. Y'all done broken people in half. Lestat dropped you from the universe. All of these things, and you're still living. And you mean to tell me you want me to believe that Lestat died? BFFR. That's what Daniel said if he said it. BFFR, Louis, because Louis still lying. A million years later, you still lying, Louis. He can't help himself. A lie don't care who tell it. And Armand, aka the Gremlin, aka Rashid, is finally revealing himself. He finally reveals himself as the vampire Armand and the love of Louis's life. Baby Louis, you don't have no love in your life, and neither does Armand. But he basically says to Daniel, you don't understand the story. You don't understand, why he couldn't. He was so deeply hurt. Anyway, back to the diaries, Daniel can't find anything about what Claudia says about this because allegedly these are the pages that have been ripped out. And, we put two and two together because Louis would not burn Lestat. We knew he was going to the trash heap. We knew he was going to feed on rats. We knew he was going to regenerate and be alive. Honey, if anybody was the great love of his life, it was that damn toxic love affair you had with Lestat. Y'all, this sets us up for season 2. If you haven't watched season 2, go watch immediately because I think as good as season 1 was, season 2 was better. You guys, we are wrapping this up. Don't forget tonight we will be live in full cosplay to talk about all of the foolery of the season finale of episode 1. And let me know what your thoughts are. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Did Louis ever put Claudia first? That's my only question. Did Louis ever put Claudia first, sweet peas? And if you're still here, thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things. And I will see y'all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.